Talk about a day of mixed emotions. Here we are, exercising our freedoms of speech and assembly, and on the steps of the Supreme Court, no less, where I might add, it says, equal justice under the law. It really makes me appreciate the rights that we have in this country, and I could not be happier to be here with each of you today. But the reason that we're here could not be more upsetting, that people in our own country are trying to take away our civil rights, rights many of us have fought for, so hard for, and in some cases, even died for. The rights that we are no more or no less deserving of than any other American. You might be shocked to know that in a previous life, in the 1990s, I worked in banking. I was in Delaware, where everyone works in a bank. I worked hard at my job. I was very professional, serving business casual every single day. I wore a shirt, tie, slacks, and loafers. I was in agony. My supervisors were fine with how I dressed, and they liked me, but they really didn't like my curly burgundy hair or matching burgundy nails. Don't laugh, it was 1998. Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope was the stuff. And my bosses did not see it that way, though. I was fired from job after job, not for how I worked, but for how I looked doing it, and because others were uncomfortable. And I finally landed a job that I could keep in one place where I could be tolerated. That's in a back room in the mailroom, hidden from view. It wasn't until I left home for New York that I found acceptance at my job at MAC Cosmetics, an employer who respected me not only for how I worked, but valued me and my coworkers for our uniqueness and celebrated me for all of my queer, black, transness. And that acceptance and my ability to work was my participation in the American dream. It wasn't. Now, obviously, I was one of the lucky ones. I landed on my feet. But for 1 in 3 black trans women, that discrimination leads to extreme poverty, leaving many homeless with no option but survival sex work. When you take away people's ability to earn a living, it has an utterly devastating impact on their lives. And yet, that is the reality that our own government is trying to enshrine that into our nation's laws. It's hard enough in this world for so many of us to tap into the unique, beautiful individuals that we truly are. But to add to that, the threat that honest self-expression could cost us our livelihoods is nothing short of cruel. This is why it is so important that we fight back with everything we've got. They want you to believe that this is about whether or not they sell us cake or what bathrooms we use. Please, they aren't afraid of cake and bathroom. They are afraid that deep down inside, they are just like us. And they can put in any justices they want. They can write laws and fire us. But we are right here. Honey, laws can be changed right back. And you can try to roll back the progress that we've made over the years, but we are still here. You can remove our protections and the language that we use to describe ourselves, but we will always be, as we have always been, right here. Blowing our whistles. And I'll just hold it. And while this hits so close to home for so many of us that identify as LGBTQIA+, it's also about more than sexuality and gender. This is about a group of people who think religious freedom gives them the right to step on our feet more than you have the right to get up and walk on your own. This administration, its enablers, its supporters, they want you to take this beautiful country and all of its rights from anyone simply based on how they look or who they suspect you are sleeping with. They want you to think that this is only about LGBTQ people, but it's not. They draw a line in the sand, and they want us to believe that there's some mystical, silent majority on the other side. Well, let me tell you this. The people who want to take our rights away from us are not the majority. That line in the sand is not about gay versus straight or about binary versus non-binary. This is about people on one side who are so insecure that they choose to believe that there is no room in their society for people who aren't like them. And on the other side, people who just think that sucks. There are only two options here. These are the camps that this administration has forced us into. So you cannot just be an ally anymore. That ship has sailed. This is a luxury that we can no longer afford, my friends. Being an ally allows you to check out when things get tough. It allows you to say, I support you, and then go on and live your lives. That's not going to get the job done. It's time to take things to the next level together. Instead of being an ally, I invite all of you in to our community to fight for us and with us, just as you would fight for yourselves. To those of you that are not here today, that are watching online, thank you. We appreciate you, and we tell you with all sincerity, it's not enough. Get up, get out, do more, fight back, and join us. We need every single person of compassion and love, everyone who thinks that our uniqueness is a gift, not a curse, everyone who thinks that who you love and how you were born is none of anyone's damn business unless you say it is. We need all of you watching to stake your claim to this ground with us. When you join our fight, when you join our community, we will be the majority and we will not be silent. But our power just doesn't come from our numbers. Our power comes from the simple fact that we are right. Anyone with a heart knows that this country needs to be in the business of guaranteeing rights, not taking them away. So get in the game, Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana, Virginia, New Jersey. We need you all showing up to the polls 4 weeks from today and electing people who will protect victims of discrimination, bigotry, and hate, not the perpetrators. And if you live in one of the 28 states that has no LGBTQI protections, get on the phone today and call your legislators and demand it. They cannot stop us if we stand together, because there are more of us than there are of them. And our power is so fierce. We are better than what's happening in our country right now, and we will not back down. We will not stop fighting for our country until they recognize the rights of every single one of us equally. And they can try to take back their country all they want, but they will never take it away from us.